Hello everyone, this is Here's Trivia. Welcome back to Season 4 of our Subscriber Game Tournament as we look to wrap up Round 1 action here in the 6th and final match of Group F between Peanuts on the green side versus Ray on the red side. And for this match here, there's a lot at stake as both players are coming in with a 1-1 record and looking to secure their second place finish in the group so that they get the auto advance bid. And the person who loses will still have a chance to be one of the best third place finishes to advance to our round 2 as well. Now, looking at the composition they're bringing here, we have Peanuts bringing in Yuan Shao, Dong Zhuo, and Xu Huang. So a pretty interesting selection of generals, pretty strong. Dong Zhuo has some decent passive ability that requires him to be at lower health, and that actually plays well into Yuan Shao with Distant Courage to boost his morale once his health is lower. And then for units, we have Qingzhou units on Xu Huang. We got Raider Cav plus 1 Xiliang Cav on Dong Zhuo. And a lot of range unit on Yuan Shao, which is interesting. 2 crossbow, 2 archers, a Ye Vanguard Spearman, and 1 Yellow Dragon. So we'll see how these range units pay off. It's usually very hard to get them to pay off on multiplayer battles, but maybe there's a strategy plan here for Peanuts. Then looking at Ray's side, Ray's bringing an army of Huang Fusong, Yan Baihu, and Sun Ce. So a lot of good active abilities on the general. We have Hail of Arrow on Huang Fusong, we have Poison Volley and Stock on Yan Baihu, and there's no vision on Peanut's side. Then for Sun Ce, we have the Roar ability with the minus 50 morale, which actually would be quite strong here if there's a way to neutralize the Distant Courage by attacking Yuan Shao here. For units, we have infantry led by the Defender of the Empire, Unbreakable Spear Guard, and then we have 2 infantry on Yan Baihu, which will be invisible in stock, and then 4 Bandit Cavalry plus the 4 Raider Cav on Sun Ce. So cheap, low-end cavalry, but in great numbers, supplemented by some Unbreakable Spear Guard unit and a few invisible high-damage melee infantry. Let's see how these two comps clash it out on the battlefield here. And as we load into battle here, we can see 2 very different type of deployment. We have Ray on one side with his unit spread out, as he usually has them. I think he's a little paranoid from using Yan Baihu himself so much that he's afraid of the enemy using it too. But we got cavalry in the back, and we have the infantry kind of spread out in their little formations, or just little squares actually. I don't think they're actually in formation, they're just set up as a square. And then Sun Ce, Huang Fusong in the back. Yan Baihu is deployed way up front. The invisible units are over here and over here. They're actually deployed quite conservatively with the main group. And then looking at Peanut's army, everyone's tightly packed together, so they're going to be quite vulnerable to that poison volley if he doesn't realize that it's coming. And we'll see exactly what happens here in the beginning, as we're fairly sure Yan Baihu is sneaking up right away. I mean, a couple ways to counter this. You can either spread your units out so they're not lined up together, or you can spread your cavalry out on the side where you're most likely getting attacked. Or it looks like they didn't find him, they're just looking. I was like, did they find him already? Pointing exactly where he's going. But Yan Baihu can see this. Yan Baihu can change his positioning a little bit. Oh, getting discovered. Tactical withdrawal to run out with faster speed. Still probably going to get run down by these very fast Raider Cavs. Do we have any help coming? We haven't seen too many successful Yan Baihu maneuvers so far in the tournament. I think everyone's being too aggressive with their placement. I mean, you can easily loop bigger and then wait till the cavalry outrun you and then look for that shot. That's a waste. On a Raider Cav, you only have 4 usage. Here comes the visible cavalry to assist, but looks like the general's eager to take the fight. Sun Ce's coming. Don't tell me he's gonna roar on one guy as well. Yuan Shao is staying in the distance, providing support. So roaring will be a terrible idea at this point. Sun Ce... What is Sun Ce doing? I'm trying to figure out. He's chasing this routed unit. Okay. The invisible calves are coming to save Yan Baihu. We have a roar. Is he gonna look for his second shot? They're overcommitting. Ooh, that is a wild poison ball. I mean, it got hits, but it's just so far. A lot of AoE abilities on both sides to clear out Cav, but obviously with Yuanshao stationed here to boost morale, Peanut's units are not going to be routing, and it's going to be Ray's units losing out here. They're still getting chased. Yamai who's looking for another good angle. I mean, it's technically 2 generals versus 2 generals anyways. Ooh! That was friendly fire. Friendly fire. I mean, he did lay out damage, but still, friendly fire. So, Dongzhuo's health is low enough, it's below 50%, he actually gets 100% extra armor. It doesn't help him that much against generals, but against lower tier units, he will do fine. Okay, so no dismounting. Okay, we still don't have dismounting by Peanut, and Peanut's Dongzhuo is going down pretty fast because of it. We have Huang Fusong dismounting committed, even though I'm pretty sure his health arrow is the main reason why Sun Ce died so fast. Okay, they got their cavalry behind to attack the range units. There's a little bit too many range units, and the infantry's not doing a good job of protecting them. They've just been charged ahead, leaving the range units behind. I mean, there's a couple yellow dragons. I mean, they're charging out. This one's protecting, but they're poison. Okay, on the yellow dragon. They're used pretty liberally. Ooh, this one got a slight bug with interaction with the units, but just a couple extra hits, not going to really make a difference. Wait, did they not get poisoned at all? The yellow dragon didn't get hit? They only hit the Ye Vanguard Spearman? Well, that's a shame. That's a real shame. So with Dongzhuo routed, what does Peanut do with the... Oh, now we got the Helvero. Pretty liberal usage of these abilities. Just on a Qingzhou unit here. But I guess sometimes players don't get to use up all 4 charges. But right now what they really need to do is send a cavalry unit on Yuanshao and to redirect these cavalry into the rest of the range units. Like, someone needs to make sure Yuanshao is not giving distant courage. This is visible cavalry, so they know it's coming. It's just that all the Qingzhou's units have been thrown up and not really defending their range. I think he's trying to shoot someone. Do we have any dismounting here? Nope. They're just fighting it out on the horse, but looks like Emma who has the upper hand here in this exchange. I mean, he's getting some help from cavalry, but that's not the main reason. I think he's just landing more hits. Yeah, he's just landing more hits. I mean, sometimes these fights on horseback is luck. Still, no one is dismounting here. You can see the unbreakable. Ooh, pretty sure that was friendly fire too on some of his units. Xu Huang has evened out some of the damage. Yuanshao is here to provide a boost. Ooh, he should not be in a fight though. Or, it worked out. It worked out. But you can see that cavalry unit routed away because of morale shock. He might bounce back from this, because a lot of his roar, you gotta chase him, yeah. Yuanshao's not here to even some of the morale in his units. He needs to be about right here. No, keep going, get units over here that needs help. Oh, they're in range. Never mind, that's fine. I take it back. Unfortunately, never seen this in a square. If this was stayed in a square, they could have protected the range units, could have shot the cavalry a bit more. And have a unit chase around, but he's going to stay on his horse and he should be fine. Xu Huang with very low health, but maybe he can turn it around. But eventually someone needs to help Huang Fusong here. as Peanuts is also running out of infantry. They're just struggling to grind through the endless amount of unbreakable infantry on this side. Ooh, getting hit by the cavalry is no good. Yuan Shao needs to keep moving, keep moving. Ooh, he's engaged in combat. Morale collapses, coming out again. But the collapse was already happened, so he went negative. He's getting in combat. Ooh, they have solved the distant courage issue. Yeah, they have solved the distant courage issue because this cavalry can probably just stay on him. Yeah, this health level, he lost about another 1,000 health charging through some of the infantry. It's just hard to be useful. Especially you're up still against so many defenders. I think defenders could beat that. Yuan Shao's once again found himself in an awkward situation where he's full health. He's trying to provide as much boost as he can, but he's running out of units to provide those boosts. And now he must join the fight, and as he joins the fight, the units collapse in terms of morale, and then they rout for good. He's dead. Pretty sure he's gonna die here. Is he gonna do another slam? Okay. Pull that off. Yuan Shao gave him a boost. But how are we gonna kill? I mean, you can probably kill him with army loss. So if you want to try to kill off the Defender of Empires, there's just a little bit too many left. And they're trying to gain advantage by using the charge to see if they can constantly knock him down. But the charges are missing. And if he gets a hit, Xu Huang's dead. And the units is swarming here too. He's trying to kill off the last unit. Now both generals are unbreakable, so they will still have to kill the general. Yeah, the unit's gone. Now it's just... Oh, Xu Huang got taken out. I mean, he was ready low. And we have the surrender. I mean, technically he can ride around for a long time, make Huang Fuzong chase him, but this is a reasonable surrender here. So, if we look at the match, I think it's decided by how the fund was spent. The generals mattered a little, but not that much to this degree. I mean, obviously in the end, it was one general against two, but one, the general basically had no health, and the other general really wasn't fighting. So that was a problem. But the funding issue is the selection of those 4 range units. They rarely provide value. You essentially have to protect them really well and have them kill off the enemy cavalry here to have any chance of having value back. And the only thing that really happened is 2 of those cavalry got behind and murdered those range units. As you can see, the high kill count on 2 of the cavalry on Sun Ce. They got around and murdered these 4. And these 4 added up to maybe 30 kills, 38 exactly, which, you know, doesn't mean much in this fight. Even if you take the most optimum case that killed 38 cavalry, and that's basically, you can say 2 units if you want to consider the threshold to routing with morale. Maybe they killed 19 cavalry each, and they routed 2 groups, which is unlikely. But that's like the best trade-off you can get, and they're the lowest tier of the cavalry with the Raider Cav, and the Raider Cav simply just brought a lot more value back. And with those units taking up the funding and the slots, I think the Qingzhou unit fought well. I think in terms of damage, they probably traded even with the defenders, but they needed constant support from Yuan Shao to make sure that they are also unbreakable and that they can fight to the very last man, which is what those Defender of Empire could do. And in the end, they weren't able to do that, as a few of them routed away before they were fully wiped. And then the cavalry also didn't get a good trade because there weren't any great targets. You can't really charge into the Defender of Empire. You pretty much had to support your generals and fight the enemy cavalry, which I think overall, despite being outnumbered, they did fine. The Yellow Dragon really didn't pay off, even though I don't think it got hit by the poison volley. It just didn't really trade that well into the generals plus the units. I think the generals does play a huge role here with pretty liberal uses of Hail of Arrow as well as Poison Volley. In the end, I think it added up, even though you could have gone for a lot greedier shots. We basically didn't see any mass Poison Volley hits or even mass Hail of Arrow hit. And arguably, one of Rei's Hail of Arrow did end Sun Ce's life prematurely. but overall didn't affect the battle, as Ray will take the win here and secure second place. Now we will have a teaser video for round 2 where we will also go over the results of round 1 and show who advances with the top 2 finish of each group, as well as the 4 best third place. That video should come out later today, so keep your eye out for that, and until then, bye!